What's up, guys? Jack and I are here today to tell you we have some very, very devastating news.
Heartbreaking.
We just recorded this episode, and let me just tell you, it's not going to sound like it sounds right now.
No, unfortunately not.
Our card was not formatted properly and did not record the audio for this episode. So if you're listening, you might want to head over to YouTube and just watch the video. It makes it a little bit better.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just going to be the YouTube audio in podcast form.
It's the kind of thing that you can't re-record because you can't get reactions and stuff to a ghost story a second time. And there were some good surprises in this episode, so we can't just trash it. So please, if you are here, please forgive us, and
we'll get better at this.
Hopefully you enjoy the episode. I now know that I need to definitely check the card every time because I just deleted a couple of the old audio files so that we had space for this one, and it somehow reformatted the card so it didn't work. So,
oh well, little oopsie.
Little oopsie. Now let's jump into this episode. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Skeptic and the Scaredy Cat. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jack. Ooh. Let's do that one more time.
What?
Let's do that one more time.
No, that was great. We love that little fun little moment there, a little frog in the throat.
Oh, God.
Gorgeous, honey.
Thank you so much.
Today, we're here to bring you some spooky ghost stories.
As always.
Like every other day.
Yep.
And also to have that cute coupley banter that we do.
Oh, boy.
We do it so well.
We do it well.
You're so gorgeous, baby.
Okay.
You're beautiful.
Okay.
I love you.
Okay.
Cringe fest, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe we should just get right into the ghost stories. Wait, no. First, I have to say, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you always see when we post.
Yes.
We would love that. We want you to listen and watch our podcast.
We want you to interact with us. We want you to tell us what you like, what you don't like.
We want lots and lots of views so that we can make some money. All right, we're going to go right into a ghost story. This ghost story is called The Swing Set. I was about 9 years old, living in Massachusetts. My sisters and I had a swing set out in the backyard that we'd take turns pushing each other on. I had one older sister who was 11 and a younger sister who was just 6. There was only one swing and we'd all take turns on it. But of course, as older sisters, we didn't give Natalie, the youngest, as much time on the swing. Sometimes we'd be ready to go inside and she'd sit on the swing for one last turn, begging us to push her one more time. Push me, push me! Almost every time, we'd humor her and give her one last turn on the swing. We'd go out and push her so she could spend a couple more minutes, and she was always so happy. One morning, we had gotten up and ready for school early, and my older sister and I went out to the swing set and each took a turn before we had to leave. When it was time to leave, our mother called us inside, and my younger sister ran outside sobbing and sleepy-eyed. She had just woken up and yelled, "I didn't get a turn. You went on the swing without me." Sat down and said, "Don't leave yet. Just a minute. Push me. Push me." I kind of snapped at her. "No, Natalie, we have to go. We can't push you right now. We'll play when we get back from school." She didn't understand, but we couldn't be late for school. She came inside sobbing, and my mother tried to console her as she was driving us to school, reassuring her that she could go on the swing when they got home. My mom dropped Jennifer and I off at school, and not 10 minutes into class we were asked to the principal's office. My mother and little sister had been hit by a car that blew a stop sign just 3 minutes away from the school. My mother survived with minor injuries, but my little sister died the instant of the collision, as the car that hit them struck the back of the car on the side my sister was sitting. Obviously, my family was devastated. My father resented my mother for the accident and tried not to, but definitely blamed her for what had happened. Not outwardly, but you could tell the tension between them when they spoke. My mother blamed herself as well. Even though it was clearly not her fault, it was in her car while she was driving, so she felt to blame. My older sister tried to console my mother and would always interject whenever our parents were fighting, trying to keep the peace. But it didn't help much. When it happened, I just shut down. I felt like it was my fault too. This was the only time we hadn't given Natalie a turn on the swing set. I was 9 years old, and I guess I still had this sort of childish superstition. If I had done something differently, then she wouldn't have died. If I wasn't so worried about getting to school on time and let her have a turn on the swing set, then she would still be here with us. They wouldn't have been going through that stop sign at that exact moment and been hit by that car. Years went by, my father became an alcoholic, his resentment towards my mother grew stronger, their relationship couldn't be saved, and they got divorced. Life moved on. We lived with our mother and saw our father on the weekends occasionally. Eventually, my sister and I grew into adults and started our own lives. My sister actually moved out of state, but I stayed, got married, and started a family of my own. We had 2 daughters about a year and a half apart. When they got old enough, my husband and I built a swing set in our backyard for them. I wanted them to experience the joy I remembered sharing with my sisters. One night, my daughter woke me up in the dead of night and told me that someone was in the backyard on the swing set. Alarmed, my husband and I got up and went out to look. I didn't see anything, but as the wind blew and the leaves rustled, I felt as though I could hear someone saying, "Push me," in a very familiar voice, but we chalked it up to nothing and went back inside. My daughter was just being a kid and getting scared of a shadow, and my memories of my sister were just playing with my head. I had never quite let go of the guilt I felt for not giving her a push on that swing set all those years ago. A few months went by without anything weird happening. My youngest celebrated her 9th birthday. Now they were the ages my older sister and I were when our sister passed. One evening I was washing dishes and looking out the window at my daughters playing on the swing set, taking turns pushing each other. Then at one point my youngest got off the swing. They both just stood there for a moment and appeared to be talking to each other. Then my older daughter started pushing the swing as if there was someone sitting on it. My heart sank, memories of my little sister flooding back in again. I didn't know what they were doing, pushing the empty swing. An imaginary friend maybe? But I felt frozen. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up as I put a plate in the cabinet. Then I heard my daughter yell from outside, "Mommy, she said it's okay. It's not your fault. She's not staying long. She just wanted to play on the swing set one last time." And then I saw her, my little sister, in the seat of the swing, giggling with joy as my daughters pushed her. She stopped, stood up, looked at me and waved at the kitchen window, and then disappeared. My daughters went back to taking turns on the swing as if nothing had happened. I collapsed to the floor and sobbed. I tried to tell myself I'm not superstitious, but I felt like I finally got to say goodbye to my sister, and she finally got her turn on the swing set.
Oh my god. I got full body chills, and I just looked at your legs, and you have chills!
I got full body chills too, oh my god!
Oh my, that's such a sad, beautiful story.
Thank you, I wrote it.
Did you really?
This is the story I was writing yesterday.
No way!
I swear to God.
You wrote that?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I used to write stories when I was a little kid, so it was kind of fun. I was talking to Dorn about writing stories, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to write in a little example. And I wrote one.
Oh my god! I was about to be like, that's so beautiful, so sad, but so beautiful. Not scary, but just like, oh
yeah,
my gosh.
It's not like a spooky story, but it's a ghost story.
No, I loved it. I loved it. Wow. Phony baloney.
Phony baloney? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I was trying to give Dorn examples of writing in the first person,
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, okay, and I was trying to tell him, you don't have to be yourself, like you can like write from the first person of someone else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a girl,
Mm-hmm.
and you know have sisters. I only have brothers, so like I just like try to like flip everything from my life into like having other people.
By the way, his brother is Doran. Did you say that already?
I don't know if I said it. Doran? Yeah, Doran is the one he's a writer. He's a very, very good writer, and we've been talking to him about writing stories. Actually, we have a bonus episode for you guys coming out on Saturday that is a story that Doran wrote.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in the first person, which is why I was giving him notes for the next time he writes a story.
Wow, that was an incredible story.
Thank you so much. I'm pretty proud of it. I was so excited to read it
You
to
gave yourself the chills. It's so... Guys, I literally looked over and he had chills on his legs, and I was like, wow, he's so moved by this story. He wrote the damn thing.
I was moved that I wrote it.
Oh, you
And
gotta be a big fan.
I was moved by your reaction. I was like, oh, she likes it. Like, you actually, like, I heard your audible gasps, like, while I was reading it, and I was like, yes, I'm getting her. She likes it. Like, I was like, I did a good job, you know? It's just like I was proud of myself.
You did a great job. That was so good. That was an amazing ghost story.
Thanks, babe.
Wow.
Well, now that we've outed me as a fantastic writer.
I'm so impressed. Genuinely so impressed.
Thank you. Maybe next time you can write a ghost story and we can read yours.
Oh, it's not gonna be as good as yours.
It might be better. I feel like you've had real paranormal sort of superstitious moments. You don't have to exactly, like, you could also talk about like your psychic moments if you wanted to, or like bring up like some of these bad feelings you've had and then bad things that happened afterwards, or you can pull from that and create a fiction out of it, you know.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe I will do that.
Mm-hmm. It could be fun. I feel like that could be like part of the segment is we each have to like come up with something to like tell the other person.
And guess, did you write that?
But if I'm always the one reading and then one time you read,
I know, you're gonna be like, huh, I wonder if you wrote that.
Yeah, you probably wrote that. All right, let's move on to another ghost story. I have to pull this one up. I'm sorry, but this is like an absolute disaster. I wanted to salvage the story that I wrote and like show you guys Jack's reaction to that, but I do not want to like continue this episode with this audio quality so bad, so I'm just gonna cut it short and we'll film another one tomorrow that we can get up on Saturday. And I don't know. I'm so bummed because I thought we had like a really good episode, and watching back the footage and listening to it, it sounds so terrible. Like, I usually leave the fan on in the room because the microphones don't pick it up, but it sounds like there's like beach waves crashing noise in the background of the entire video, and I don't want to like have you guys try and listen to another 30 minutes of this. So just one story today, and I'm sorry, we'll be back very soon with another full episode. And weekly. It's Wednesday, audio comes out. Thursday, videos come out. Thanks for watching if you were able to bear through that white noise in the background. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you.